Well, when the stakes are this high, so are the associated costs. That's obviously clear in this part, and the stakes are very, very high. So, in the case of failure, I mean, I will preface this by saying that even if, God forbid, these efforts fail, then Pakistan will at least, I believe that history and the world will recognize that Pakistan did its best. The fallout, of course, apart from, the global economic consequences, which will be significant and Pakistan will feel them, will, of course, be felt in our relations with certain Gulf states. If the war continues, and in particular, if the Gulf states are targeted, and among the Gulf states, if Saudi Arabia is targeted, then, of course, then we have problems, given that we have a mutual defense pact with Saudi Arabia. And I believe that, at least if we were to believe the reports that are coming in, Pakistan made Iran very aware of that. I mean, the other day, the Iranian Foreign Ministry did say that the ceasefire was very close to falling apart until Pakistan intervened. So I believe that one of the things that Pakistan told them is that this can't be pushed too far. Don't push the situation so far that Pakistan has to join in on the side of Saudi Arabia in the event that the war continues, and in the event that Saudi Arabia continues to be targeted. I will, however, say that the costs of failure are not as great as the benefits of success. Well, obviously, Pakistan cannot influence Washington to that degree. We can't make Donald Trump or Donald Trump's administration do what we want them to do. It would be a very different world if that were true. But what we are doing here is playing the game very, very, very deftly. I mean, we recognize that Trump is and has been looking for a face saving out for various reasons. We don't have to go into major details on that, but he is in fact looking at a massive strategic defeat for the United States, and that's politically costly for him. And with Trump, as you know, with most people, and more so with him, everything is self-interest. So we're leveraging that, certainly. As far as Tehran goes, I think that we have considerably more influence there. I mean, if we were to compare this with the kind of influence we have in Washington, and I already sort of talked about that a little while ago, being a neighboring state of Iran, being the only regional state on which Iran has not rained missiles and drones in this past month or so of conflict, and also having positioned ourselves in a way that we have good relations with the United States, excellent relations with China, and also fairly good relations with with Russia, along with good relations with most of the Gulf states and with Iran, then that puts us in a position where Iran doesn't necessarily want to antagonize us without good cause. So with Iran, I would say that there is a degree of influence, but again, I would not overestimate that. Beyond that, of course, it's a whole another game. I mean, do we have influence on UAE? I think less and less. And also, at the same time, the UAE has less and less influence on us. One of the greatest leverages that they possessed on Pakistan was the fact that we had their money in our bank accounts. Well, that's not the case anymore. The other leverage that they possess is, of course, diaspora Pakistanis living in the UAE. But I don't think that things should come there, because we have historically had very good relations with the UAE. And I think that once sober minds prevail, and once the region takes a objective view, an objective look at the new map, the new geostrategic map of the Middle East that is emerging, I think that there should be a realization among the Gulf states that they can't take Iran out. And equally, there should be a realization in Iran that they can't take the Gulf states out either. So one can only hope for some kind of, no one's asking everyone to hold hands and dance around a fire singing Kumbaya, but at least a working relationship. Perhaps we could see that emerge. And again, that is of great benefit not only to Pakistan, not only to the region, but to the world at large. Israel, of course, remains the genocidal wild card here. And when we come to Lebanon, you can see that is the age-old project, the decades-old project of Greater Israel being realized, or at least they're attempting to realize it. This is the wild card. We don't know where the situation in Lebanon will go. There's talk now of direct talks between Israel and Lebanon. We don't know how that will work out, but at the very least, it provides a diplomatic out. and and significantly, it provides a diplomatic out for Iran as well. But when it comes down to, say, the eradication of Hezbollah, I think that is a line that Iran will not allow anyone to cross, because that then eventually leads to yet another existential issue for Tehran. So it's a Gordian knot here. It's highly complicated, and it's really difficult to say which way it will go. But I've tried my best to present you with something of a picture of how it is right now.